feel like a lot of people see social media as something that is harmful to their confidence, and it's kind of like oh, we have to use it, but it's gonna be detrimental. Whereas I don't think it necessarily has to be that way. For a while now, I have been able to use it to enhance my self-care routine and boost my confidence and not be detrimental at all. So I wanted to share what I do and hopefully help you guys out to make it a more positive and helpful experience to you guys as well. Hey guys, I'm Grace Torrey and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in because the new episode is starting now. Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl GT here and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. So like I mentioned in my previous episode, I don't think this episode is going to be as long as my ones typically are, but I'm still excited to be here. I'm so excited you guys tuned in, and let's get on into the episode. First off, Merry freaking Christmas if you guys celebrate. Happy holidays. It is the 25th of December when I put this episode up, so you guys know what this means. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day if you celebrate, and this Christmas has been really great for you. You get to spend some time with family, all the fun stuff. Today we are going to be talking about how to use social media to boost your confidence and improve your self-care routine. So I'm really excited. Before we jump in, of course, we have to do our life updates. Like I mentioned, it's Christmas. What a time to be alive. I am filming ahead of time, but like I said, if you celebrate, I hope it's been a great day, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. The storm, the ice storm actually isn't that bad so far. Josh literally still had to go to work, so it's been a journey. There's not that much snow, really, honestly. The roads have been pretty bad, but other than that, like, it's really not that bad. I don't know anyone that lost power, but I'm sure someone did somewhere. Heat is still going on, it hasn't been too bad, so that is great, better than we thought it would be. And also I did start cleaning my house yesterday, so I'm hoping to get this up and then finish getting it ready today. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see my family or what the plan is with that, because like I mentioned, they live an hour away, Josh's family lives an hour away, and I just don't know, even my family that's like flew in is an hour away, so I don't know how that's going to work out, but hopefully we will figure something out or the roads will clear up. That is pretty much it for life updates, so let's just go ahead and jump on into the episode. Before we dive in, I think that I kind of need to bring this up because I haven't talked about this in a long time, probably since the podcast first started, but it's important to understand the relationship between confidence and self-care. You can't really have one without the other, and I would also argue that your confidence is strongly based on how good your self-care routine is. So that being said, social media really does heavily impact your confidence as well as your self-concept, which is how you view yourself. So I think that it's really easy to get caught up in like the competitiveness of it, like, oh, she's really pretty, I'm not as pretty as her, anything like that. This is how to not do that and to find healthier ways to use social media. So before you can grow in your self-care and your confidence, I think that it's really important to have a strong foundation and to set some boundaries so that you can curate an experience that is catered to you and your needs. In order to do that, the first step is to evaluate what is lowering your confidence and remove it. So for me, that was most commonly accounts, like a really pretty person posting something and then I would find myself comparing to them and things like that. So there's quite a few ways to fix this. I feel like that's the most common way that people tend to lose confidence within themselves. There are multiple ways. The most common way for me is I don't get on social media unless I have something in mind. Like, I am gonna post something, I am gonna go to someone's account and look at a post that they posted a couple days ago that was beneficial, things like that. So I don't get caught up in scrolling. I just don't scroll, so that way I don't have to unfollow anyone, hurt anyone's feelings if they even notice. I doubt people honestly notice, but things like that. I just don't get on social media unless it's to post or do something for work. So that is one way. There are two other ways. The one is to unfollow, just simply unfollow, move on, that's that. That's typically easier with like famous people like Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Taylor Swift, people like that. But if it's someone that you know and you're like, man, I don't want to unfollow them, but I also don't want to see their posts, you can mute them. So a lot of people that have really good self-care routines, their sense of confidence, or their confidence and sense of self is really great, they typically mute people they know. I've heard so many people say this. And so if you also want to try that out, I think that that is helpful. Like I said, I don't do it just because I don't get on social media enough, but that is a really good tip. I think a lot of times we view social media as like this list of platforms that is really basic and we only have control of our own account. And while we can't exactly go and change other people's accounts, nor should we do have more control than we think. So we can still curate this experience that fits this mold of exactly what we need. So for example, our For You page. If you're on TikTok, you have a For You page. That is created to fit exactly what you are looking for, your interests, your desires, all that good stuff. It's based off of what you like and interact with, and then that curates it. So one way to kind of fix this and make it an experience that you like is I just go and I type in like self-care or self-care in a hurry, self-care on a budget. And a lot of times the accounts that follow this and are really aesthetic that I really gravitate towards are also women in their 20s. So for majority of us, that is really beneficial because we are women in our 20s, based off of my analytics of who is listening to this. So hey guys, what's up? So that's really helpful, just going and searching, and also being mindful of who you're interacting with. Like if you're liking and commenting and saving and all that on videos that aren't what you want on your For You page, it's gonna end up on your For You page. So that, and then I also not only just have self-care on there, I try to fill it with things that make me happy. So like nature, animals in nature, books, music, things that aren't just like really pretty girls dancing on the app, because I think that's what people typically associate TikTok with. I don't want that on my For You page. It hasn't been on my For You page in a long time because I know that that will be harmful to my confidence. And I want things that build my sense of self, build me as a person, build and aren't harmful to my confidence. So that's the For You page. I think that you can also do that with YouTube because that is recommended based off of your watch history, your main pages. And Pinterest is also recommended based off of your searches. So I think that that really mainly just leaves Instagram and if you use Facebook to like mute and things like that, because you know, those are based off of who you follow. I hope that was helpful. So while on the topic of Pinterest, I briefly mentioned it. It has been extremely helpful to my podcast. No, not my podcast, to my self-care journey as well as my confidence, because I can find tips that are helpful as well as find things that are beneficial to me, like goals. Like I can make vision boards and things like that. But I think that before I did that, I had to have a little talk with myself about, hey, you know, it's really important to look at things through a lens of inspiration and a goal to work towards rather than jealous or competitive. And I think that that is an issue that a lot of us have and a lot of us struggle with. So if you're going to use Pinterest, it's really important to say like, hey, I can get to that point and I'm really excited to work towards that point and put it on more of a vision board type beat rather than saying I'll never look like that and things like that. Pinterest has been extremely helpful, but you just have to look at it through the correct mindset. So I really encourage you to do that rather than just being like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, she's so skinny, I don't know if I'll ever look like that, because I do struggle with that sometimes, but it doesn't have to be that way. And we can't just expect social media to like change for us if we're not changing ourselves a little bit, you know, kind of meet it halfway. We can't say that social media is the sole problem if we have that mindset. Like we need to do some internal work as well. One thing that is really helpful is creating a self-care routine and goals to reach towards in terms of your self-care, and then you can base pins off of it. You can look up things on YouTube and such that help this and help you reach that goal and kind of give you a direction to go in. Like, oh, I want to start going to bed earlier because it is so helpful for you and helps your self-care routine so much. And looking up tips to go to bed earlier and things like that. So that is one thing that is definitely, whoa, there are a bunch of mail trucks outside of my house. I didn't know they were doing the mail today. Well, I guess it is Friday. Okay, yeah, just like goal setting and giving yourself a sense of direction so that you're not just like self-care and then whatever happens happens. In the end, I honestly really use social media to my advantage rather than just seeing it as a place where like anything goes and it's the Wild West, because it can be, but not if you set boundaries, you know? Anything does not go because you said so. So I really think that's it. I could probably talk about this more, but I wanted this to be a shorter episode so that you can spend time with your family and truly enjoy the holiday. Let me know if you have any more tips to make social media a place to boost your confidence and just like hype yourself up. Oh, I do want to mention, if you post thirst traps and things like that, searching for validation and confidence from others, it's gonna backfire. Don't do that. I totally forgot to mention that. Confidence comes from within. It doesn't come from outer validation. So if you are just posting expecting people to fish you compliments, or fishing for compliments expecting people to be like, wow, you're so beautiful, it may work a time or two, but that is not a good long-term problem, or long-term solution. So that is why I don't recommend doing that. So yeah, totally forgot to mention that. But like I mentioned, I hope you're having a great time with your family. This is the last episode of 2022. It has been a wild ride. I really appreciate any support, all of the support that you have shown me, and I can't wait to kick butt in 2023. If you don't mind leaving a rating and review, it would mean the absolute world to me. You can tap the stars or you can leave a written review. Don't forget to leave your Instagram as well so that I can shout you out. If you don't mind following, subscribing, and all of those things, leaving likes and comments on whatever platform you're watching on, that helps so much. I love you guys so much. If you're watching this on Sunday, I hope that you have a great night, afternoon. I think I'll post this in the morning, so all three. If you're watching this on any other day, I also hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. I will see you on January 1st with a brand new episode. I hope that you have the best New Year's, and I'm so excited to dive into 2023 with you and hit these goals, baby. All right, I love you so much. Bye, guys.